Queen Carvania stood haloed by the morning sun. An army hung on her every word.
My champions, I have sold my chariot on Carvana. 'Twas a lovely SUV, an inexplicably queenly offer. They're even coming to the castle to collect it. Tonight, we feast! An offer you can feast on. Sell your car today on Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bitch Bible Podcast. We've made it another week. It is Ash Wednesday Eve. This is a post-Valentine's Day episode. I've recorded this episode almost thrice at this point. The first recording, you got to do this for quality control sometimes. The first recording, I was just in a bad mood because I felt like I was getting a cold, but she believed she could and she didn't. We've just, like the true rising phoenix that I am, just kind of sniffled through the bacteria and we're out on the other side. The second recording, I went off on Jill Zarin and I just found it to be not constructive or kind or articulate. So, and also just like the horse is dead. So I decided third time's a charm, and it's Valentine's Day. I'm in a red sensible sweater. Have I said happy Thanksgiving to 3 different people? Yes, I have. I don't know why Thanksgiving is correlating to Valentine's Day for me, but it's happened so many times. I'm off the NAD injections this month, and I'm really just feeling it cerebrally. I went to Clyde's Valentine's Day. Hi, everyone. I'm really on one right now because I'm very irritated about something, which I'm going to get to in a second, but yesterday, it was Valentine's Day Eve. Clyde's class had a little party. Did his teacher pull me aside and tell me that when she took her lunch break, that Clyde looked her dead in the eye and said, "Bye-bye, bitch." Yes, she did. Not shtick, not a lie, not exaggerated. That's completely true. And then when they put him down for a nap, he said, "Good night, bitch." So we're doing amazing things, enriching the youth in my house. Now, we have a dicey little Valentine's Day predicament every year because Andrew-Hawes, we're gonna just glaze past that. I can't start this episode for the 4th time. Like, we're just not doing it. So we're gonna make a lot of exceptions for me and my lack of finesse with language, really. Andrew was born on Valentine's Day. So historically speaking, I have hijacked his birthday and made it all about me. And while I'm not a big holiday person, something deep, dark demons came over my body this year. I'm going to tell you everything that I did that I didn't put on the internet because I was, como se dice, embarrassed. That's Spanish. Just in case you don't understand. We're going to get into that topic later as well. Did I make a homemade garland with little cutout hearts and write all the things I love about Clyde and then string it around the kitchen yesterday? Yes, I did. Did I make heart-shaped blueberry waffles for my lover Clyde first thing in the morning? Yes. Did I make cassava flour homemade quesadillas and cut them into little hearts for his lunchbox? Yes, I did. Did I scour the Western Hemisphere for cookies that don't have red dye 40 so that I could make his class little heart sugar cookies? Yes, I did. Did I individually package 16 little Valentine's presents for all of his classmates with friendship bracelets, lollipops from Erewhon, and little etch-a-sketches? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. I put stickers all over his bedroom and his windows. I got balloons, which are bad for the environment. PETA, write that one down. My biggest dream when I purchase a balloon, which, by the way, there is still a helium shortage, so balloon prices are through the roof. I spent $43.99 at a Party City to get Valentine's Day balloons that I put all in Clyde's bedroom this morning, which is once again, como se dice, broken. But like, I am just so genuinely in love with him and I need to make it special for him. Tonight, I did punt him off to my sister's house to have a sleepover, but I was thinking of doing kind of a Wuthering Heights inspired bubble bath with like candelabras, like dripping wax and like rose petals in the bathtub, low lighting. You know, I don't have the jawline of Margot Robbie and Clyde doesn't have the jawline of Jacob Elordi, but I just thought it would be like beautiful. And we could just play the Charlie XCX Wuthering Heights soundtrack while we stare into each other's eyes. Maybe tomorrow. You know, the weekend is young. But yeah, it's also Andrew's birthday. And newsflash, we don't care over here. I wrote him the funniest card. And I was like, it was like a loaf of bread on the front of the card. And it said, I need you. And then I wrote a little asterisk and I wrote, kind of, but not really. Remember how independent I am. Never forget it. Don't abuse it. And then I wrote him like a really sweet card and ended it with something to the degree of, even though I love you and I think we'll probably be together forever because we have a beautiful life together, just know that if you do anything even minorly disrespectful, offensive, or nefarious, I will take all of your money and I will never speak to you again. And I'll also alienate Clyde from you so strategically that you just won't have a chance. Like whether it's true or not won't even matter because I will be painting a story of a monster with the finesse and skill set of Monet. Like you won't have a shot in hell because, you know, Andrew is a lot of things, but conniving, she is not. A stupid, sweet little man. It's not that he's dumb. It's that men are dumb. So, you know, he's relatively intelligent, but at the end of the day, these bros are stupid. This morning we had a meeting with our landscape architect, okay, because the yard is underway, baby. And she's costing a fortune. It's not looking good, you guys. I'm about to do some really weird shit, and we all have to just close our eyes and give me a pass because these tiles, ooh, honey. And because we have so much water issues in our yard and like a water table and drainage and just so many things that are so expensive that you can't even see that are all underground. Like I'm doing this once and I'm doing it right. Okay. We're not cutting corners to pinch pennies. What is it? You don't pinch pennies to save nickels. You don't pinch nickels to save. I don't know what that saying is because, you know, it's not really in my repertoire, but we're doing it right. I hired a drainage engineer, a landscape architect. We are locked and fucking loaded. Andrew says to me this morning, I'm like, hey, Stephanie's coming over to do all the measurements for the blueprints because we have to submit them to pull permits. We're building things, et cetera, et cetera. He says, he looks at me like this. He goes, well, Jackie, how's she going to do the drawings if the wall hasn't been moved yet? Now we're moving this retaining wall back 10 feet. Our yard is kind of like set up in two different levels. And it's like a very steep, large, stupid waste of space grass area. And then our pool deck. And the grass is all extremely steep. It's like 8 feet tall difference, maybe even more from like the grass to the pool deck. And it creates kind of this monsoon every time it rains. The water just dumps into our house. And because of that, we need to move the retaining wall back. So we're extending our pool deck because that's like entertaining space that we need. And it makes sense like for the division of land. It just doesn't make sense to have a football field and then a small little pool deck. Like it's just a waste of space. So we have to move this retaining wall back 10 feet. I said, Andrew, Stephanie is a landscape architect. So she's coming over to measure where the fucking retaining wall is going to be moved via blueprint, Andrew. But how is she going to measure it if the wall is still there? I said, okay. I said, Andrew, please sit down. Sit down and look me dead in my eye. And then I snapped in his face a couple times. I'm like, first of all, are you breathing? Is there oxygen being delivered to your amoeba of a brain cell? Okay, that's a single cell organism. Are the lights on at all? Are you on tranquilizers, or are you like, do we have like a mental deficiency that we need to work on? Okay, I said, Andrew, the reason we are paying Stephanie is to architect the land. She's the one that decides where the wall moves and how that all happens via blueprints. So yeah, she's coming over to measure their yard to figure out where the retaining wall is gonna fucking go. What are you talking about? Well, oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. I'm like, you are, I can't say it. It's not great. It's not great. And he's like, but then where are the drains gonna go? I said, for fuck's sake, stay in your goddamn lane. Also, it's $200 an hour, okay, on top of the 5-figure fee to hire someone. So do not burden either of us with your dumb fuck questions, because one of these fucking questions is gonna cost an average of $38. Like, where's the French drain gonna go? Information is not power. Let everyone do their jobs and stay the fuck out of the way. Don't ask her stupid questions that are going to cost us money. You don't understand. Like, he was like, I think, by the way, this is so unnecessary. I said, Andrew, don't fucking say a word. Don't say a word unless you look inward, brew on it for 15 minutes, and you think it is valuable enough to spend time and money discussing with the landscape architect. Let her go with her pencils. Let her draw. Don't fuck it up for me, okay? So I see him pacing around. I see those wheels turning at a very slow pace, obviously. And finally he comes outside. I'm like, here we fucking go. Here we fucking go. And I'm watching the clock because I'm dividing $200 per minute. And I'm thinking, how much is this dumb fuck question going to cost? He goes, hey, Stephanie, something worth mentioning. I'm like, no, it's not worth mentioning. I know it's not worth mentioning. He goes, if you look at the retaining walls, I think that there's a lot of groundwater under there. And she goes, oh yeah, no, it's that's why there's so much algae. And yeah, for sure. Like, there's definitely water trapped in there. And he goes, so when we build the retaining wall again, I just want to make sure that we handle that. And she goes, well, we're going to be digging up the entire yard, adding a myriad of new drains, a fully new drainage system, French drains behind the waterproofed wall. It'll be staggered and tiered with appropriate drainage and all the tiers leading up to the lawn, the grand lawn, she calls it. And he's just like, okay, so we're going to put new drains in, right? I said, we hired a drainage engineer. What are you talking about? No, we're gonna rip out the backyard, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then we're gonna salvage the drains from 1978 and put them back in the fucking ground, Andrew. Get out. You know what I'm gonna put in the ground? Do you know what I'm gonna put in the ground? Okay, wait. I have to say something that's very, very, very important to me. And if there's one takeaway from this episode, like, first of all, we need to cut this as a clip because I would like this to go micro viral and just reach who it needs to reach. Because I say this like so authentically. I was just on the Tickety Talks and I saw a video at New York Fashion Week, which, surprise of the century, I've never been invited to. And there is a video of Bronwyn Newport from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Fame and Misfortune, exiting a hotel, arm in arm with Rihanna. And I say this with so much conviction of self. I am personally victimized by the fact that Rihanna, bad girl Riri, has not made any attempts to communicate with me. When I say that, I know Rihanna would fuck with me, which is not something you're supposed to say, because if you say that by trade, it's probably not going to work. But when I say this is a call to action for Rihanna. When I saw her at the market a couple days ago, I didn't physically see her at the market, but when I saw pictures of her at the market, like grappling bell peppers in Los Angeles with sunglasses on and a high pony, I thought, that's my fucking bitch. I have always fucked with Rihanna. And I'm making Bronwyn and Rihanna's friendship about me for a second. The fact that Rihanna and I are not friends blows my mind. It blows my mind. It's Rihanna and it's Adele. The fact that Adele, I talk about this all the time, okay? Because I know people that work with Adele and I literally have cornered all of them and I'm like, and they're like, no, she would love you. And I'm like, no. But like, don't say that to me. Like, don't patronize me because it sounds like you're being condescending and like facetious. And I'm dead serious. Like, I know with the utmost certainty, I can't vouch how I'm going to feel, but I know that Rihanna would fucking love me. And I know Adele would fucking love me. Now, I'm not a star fucker, so I would have to assess and read the room for myself if it's a match, okay? And I have a history of that. There is a very funny story that I will eventually blackmail her to come on and tell for herself, but so I'm just gonna, you can put the pieces together. A good friend of mine that is a very famous actress, when I first met her, me and Heather McMahon were invited to her house for a dinner. And we didn't get like a lot of details. I'm like, is this a dinner party? Are we like the designated like normal funny friends? Are we the clowns? Like what's going on? Had no intel, had no context, but was like, hey, do you guys want to come over for dinner? We're like, this is so weird. We've never met, but sure, we'll come over for dinner. Like, great. Like, what do we wear? What do we do? What do we say? Is this awkward? Now, I am so, I am not a woman of exceptions. And I'm not a star fucker. And I don't want to go to anybody's house that I don't fucking know for dinner, okay? I don't know what I'm getting into. What are we serving? Are there cocktails? Is it going to be awkward? Like, for me to socialize takes a lot of fucking effort, okay? I don't care if you're Princess Diana or like someone I went to elementary school with that I'm reconnecting with. Like, it is the rules apply to all, okay? There is no privilege in this house, okay? To get me out of my Ross Dress for Less robe and to put on jeans and to physically get in a car and go anywhere is a lot for me. So I said, it was a lie. I said, I'll come by for a drink, but I have a dinner at 7:30. So I'll pop by for a quick drink, okay? Which I thought was very tasteful and cool. And with no agenda, by the way. That wasn't like a test. It was, well, it actually, no, now I'm fully lying. It was a test. I wanted to make sure that shit wasn't weird because time is the only currency that you can't get back. It's the most valuable currency on planet Earth. So I take my time very, very seriously. So we roll up. We get to her house. Within 26 minutes, I'm like, this is my bitch. We're having a great time. It's not awkward. It's just the three of us. We're having pizza. We're having cocktails. We're talking shit. I feel very, very comfortable. I look at Heather and I say, should I tell her I was lying about dinner? Because like now I kind of want to stay, but I also like am a really bad liar. Meanwhile, she's 4.5 feet away. I'm like, I'm just going to tell her. So she comes back with fresh cocktails and I say, I lied about dinner because I thought maybe that you were going to be weird and this was going to be awkward. So I wasn't going to stay because I just wanted to do a hit and run and assess the situation. But now I'm having a really nice time. So I actually don't have dinner. So can I please stay? And then there was like 10 seconds of silence and then we were fine. And like, you know, friends ever since. So Adele, just remember that I'm watching you and I'm clocking you. But Rihanna, really, I mean, Bronwyn's interesting. I would like to spend a night with Bronwyn. That sounded very sexual. By the way, I am so like, you know how everyone's like, oh, like everyone's a little gay. I'm not. I just want to say that. I'm not putting the dyke in a Ron dyke, if you know what I mean. I've got patio furniture on the brain, which, by the way, this is an alert to home goods shoppers everywhere. Goa is gone, and it is very coastal grandmother at Home Goods right now. We've got a lot of faux florals. Do not participate. We're not doing faux floral arrangements anywhere. Anywhere, baby. Okay? I popped over to Home Goods. We're just buckle up, honey. I went over to Home Goods 2 days ago because I wanted to find my sister a piece of art, but like I just don't want to make a financial investment. So I thought maybe they had these like kind of enlarged black and white photographs, like kind of Slim Aaron's adjacent. They had one that I actually spent a small fortune on. They had like a replica of, was it Roger Moore smoking like from James Bond? I like bought it at a fucking gallery. And meanwhile, I walk into Home Goods. It's the same fucking picture. I was told it was like a limited edition. They only had a certain amount. They're fucking liars, okay? It was at fucking Home Goods. And I thought maybe I'll pop over, see if I can find one for my sister's house. Because the last time I was there, she had upwards of like 15 engagement photos, like a gallery wall with like very undersized frames. That was just like, it wasn't a brushed brass. It was like a cool brass. It was so bad. I looked at Ashley and I said, it's like telling your guests, our days are numbered as a couple. Like, why are you so broken that you need to anally fist all of your guests with personal photos? Please, Jackie, I'll do what I want. It's my house. No, I know. This is me to my sister. Sorry for helping her. Sorry for giving her clarity and perspective. Like, it's insane. You go over there, you're sitting down, having appetizers, and I have now consumed, I think it was 18 personal photos of her and her husband. Like, we're good. Like, looking lovingly into each other's eyes. Like, lock it up. Oh my God. And then even worse, she had her wedding photo as a coffee table book. I said, Ashley, are you married? Did you get married, Ashley? Ashley's married. And honestly, it resonated with her because now she's panicked trying to find artwork to replace her 75 photo gallery wall, enriching the youth yet again. My sister sent me like 4 photos of these enlarged mass-produced canvases from Home Goods. And her color palette is like gray and navy blue and black and white, just like brush strokes on like a 4 foot by 4 foot canvas. I cold called her because I thought she was joking. I said, Ashley, are you fucking kidding me right now? And she's like, what? You don't like them? I said, nobody likes them. Helen Keller wouldn't like those. Like, that is saying, why don't you get a spray paint can from Joann's and just take your personal photos down and write with graffiti, I've given up. Because that's what those mass-produced canvases are saying. They're not even attempting to showcase any type of personal expression or creativity. It is a huge ass canvas with 3 not even real brush strokes. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she says, Jackie, I have given up. And I said, okay, well then maybe you should buy it, because if that's how you're feeling and art is an expression of your insides, then go ahead, girl. She really is drawn to like an abstract mass-produced canvas. I don't understand it. I said, this is giving corporate. Like, this is a conference room. This is a hallway of like a bank in a new building. This is like a Dallas it's very upsetting to me. Almost as upsetting as Rihanna like not forging a friendship with me, which I will get over. How is Lisa Barlow doing? Okay, oh my God. When Lisa Barlow sees a video, let's all close our eyes. This is like, I'm getting lateral tangles in my nipples. When Lisa Barlow, who's not at Fashion Week, which we love, when Lisa Barlow sees the video of Bronwyn Newport, okay, linking arms with Rihanna exiting a hotel during Fashion Week, Lisa Barlow's colon is going to collapse, okay? She is going to lose her fucking mind. One of those threads in her face is going to snap like an overworked bungee cord, and her chin is going to fall down to the ground, quite literally. Somebody check on Lisa fucking Barlow. Also, somebody check on Jill Zarin. So I don't want to get too into this because I just don't want to give it a platform. I don't want to give it a life. But like, oh my God. So last week they announced the Real Housewives of New York legacy reboot on E, which I heard that Jill Zarin had like a huge hand in orchestrating. Okay. These bitches have been waiting to get back on TV for a decade or so. They finally secure a deal. They're going to be on E. They're going to all be in, not Palm Beach, but somewhere in Florida. And I think we were all really excited for that reboot. Okay. Cut to the Super Bowl last week, which I had pre-recorded my episode last week, so I wasn't able to discuss the Super Bowl. I feel like there's a lot of performative princesses on the internet who are like, I loved it. It was great. I want you to know that when I give you an opinion on something, I mean this from the bottom of my labia. I was so genuinely touched by the Bad Bunny performance. The message was so wholesome, so joyful, so inspiring. I thought that the performance and the production was fucking incredible. I love Bad Bunny. Mi amo Yaki and mi tango. Wait, hold on. I want to say this correctly. Was I kicked out of Spanish in 10th grade by Senor Del Olmo, who told me that I severely butchered the language and should probably try sign language instead? Yes, but that's not important. What's important here is this. Mi amo Yaki. Quiero tener bebés de conejito malo, which means I want to have Bad Bunny's babies. Lo siento. Get me a carrot and some fucking ears, okay? And let me hop in a basket and sit on some eggs because me likey Bad Bunny big time. So sexy. Can't even fucking deal. When he hands his younger self the Grammy, I mean, wept. And for all of these dumb fucks that were like, it's not even in English. Get out more. Get out more. Who fucking cares? You know who listens to French bossa nova music on a pretty heavy rotation? Couldn't tell you one of the lyrics. I don't fucking care. It's called vibe. It's called sauce. It's called culture. Get some, you fucking myopic morons. Shut up. You sound stupid, okay? And granted, everyone is allowed to have an opinion. And I genuinely believe this to the core of my being. I am not someone that thinks everyone needs to agree on everything politically or, creatively. That's not how the world works, okay? We don't live in a communist country. I don't cut people out that don't align with me politically. However, when someone says something that is racist, then that's the fucking line. So if you just don't like the halftime show, you're allowed to dislike anything, okay? Art is subjective. It's the why of it all. You don't like it because you felt like, there wasn't enough white people? By the way, I've seen enough white people. I've met my quota, okay? The caucasity. I'm good on that, quite frankly. Do you know how many cousin fuckers are in the audience of the Super Bowl? I'm good. I don't want to see another overweight, rosacea-clad, buck-toothed bitch white man. I'm okay. You know what halftime show offended me? Maroon 5. I'll name the fucking puppy. Terrible. I don't want to see a translucent Adam Levine whining into a microphone, okay, like a skinny little rat bitch. Please stream Best For You by Maroon 5. Written and produced by Andrew Hawes, everybody. A great song. I didn't like the halftime show. Sorry, lo siento, okay? I didn't like it because I just found it to be underdeveloped, okay? Vocally, creatively, not my thing. Bad Bunny, I thought was... I really just thought it was like perfectly executed. I think that the message was so strong and truly the American dream. And mind you, Bad Bunny is the biggest artist in the world. That is a win for American television consumption. For like, we got the biggest star in the world to perform at the Super Bowl. We should be so lucky. Shut up. It's in Spanish. That's disgraceful. Why? K, which means why in Espanol. Write it down. The best thing ever is that everybody else on that Roni reboot, after Jill Zarin posted her video, which by the way, I remember I watched it right after the Super Bowl show and I saw Jill Zarin post that and I thought, oh my God. Like, oh my God. It's one thing to be like, I didn't like it. Okay, sure. Like, yeah, you didn't like it. But because you felt like there weren't enough white people and it was disgraceful and it was in Spanish and you couldn't understand it. By the way, we're not allowed, if we're going to be elevated human beings roaming this planet, to be offended by things you don't understand is the definition of stupidity, in my personal opinion. If you don't understand it, do better, as the Reddit threads say. And I hate to use that language. I don't want to be like woke Wanda of the West, okay? I think that there needs to be a conversation in this country. I really hate, it's so bad for our party to be so, I'm just zooming out. This is a separate conversation. There's a self-righteousness that comes with political divide where, you know, people don't like, well, you're stupid and therefore we're not having this conversation. I'm right. You're wrong. I don't want to go through life thinking that I'm right about everything. I'm very open to a dialogue, but when something is racist or prejudice, that's where things get dicey. Because then like, I'm not super open to a dialogue when something is blatantly racist. But if someone like, and I'm not talking about Jill because I do think what she said is racist. I mean, I have met Jill. She's been nice to me and, you know, God bless her rugs. But when you say something like that, it's really not okay. It's not okay. And I don't subscribe to cancel culture, but like there has to be a dialogue why it's not okay. To just like put a red X on her face and then not use the opportunity to discuss the why of it all, that's where like the media gets tricky. And that's why I've re-recorded this episode 4 times because I don't want to, I'm not here to preach, but it's just like, honestly, it's just like stupid at a certain point. Like you're like, that's just stupid. That's a really stupid, myopic way to live. And to watch the halftime show with my son, who is now fully obsessed with Bad Bunny, I want him to watch halftime shows like that. I want him to see things that aren't in his language, that aren't completely applicable to him. I want him to see all different types of people, places, things, languages, cuisines. Like, I don't want him to exist in a vacuum in a bubble and only see people that look like him and speak like him and live like him. Like, that's disgusting. That's how you raise a fucking piece of shit Caucasian asshole. And I will not participate in that. What else was I going to say? See, I didn't want to get so into it, but we had to. You know what else is funny? Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni went to court this week in matching fucking outfits. This is why Max Bronner is my best friend. He just sent me a video of Bronwyn and Rihanna walking out of the hotel together. Okay, I'm going to call him. I hope he picks up. By the way, Max had not watched The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City until like 3 weeks ago, and he just told me, and I said, we can't.
Happy Valentine's Day.
You're being recorded live on the Bitch Bible podcast. When I tell you, I was just talking about that video of Rihanna and Bronwyn, like at length, and being like, is Lisa Barlow going to be okay? And then you just sent me the video as I was recording, as I was talking about it. Could you die?
No, okay. So there's so many things about the video that I want to process. First of all, the walk out together. Second of all, the way Bronwyn touches Rihanna right before they go out. The third, my favorite part personally, is Bronwyn running down the street.
Do you think that was intentional to be like, oh my God, like, let me get out of the way, like, bye, girly, and to like show Rihanna that she's not trying to like ride her coattails? Or do you think she was genuinely... Okay, so it felt very calculated to me, like, because she wasn't going to do the Lisa Barlow thing where she's like arm in arm being like, we're friends. She was like being respectful, being like, I am a reality star. You're a mega star. So I'm going to step to the side. That's exactly what I would do.
Which literally same. I also love what she's like, hey, I'm going to go first. Like, I'll see you later. Like, it was very much like not trying to be in the spotlight at all, which I was like, I fuck with. I loved.
Okay, I love it too, but I think there's ulterior motives. Like, I don't...
100%, but it's great. It's so good. It's so good.
It's unbelievable. And you know that Lisa Barlow is breathing into a bag, like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction, like flickering the lights, like on the brink of a nervous breakdown.
Without a doubt. It's just all encompassed perfectly.
Wait, isn't it? Wait, I have something I would like to say to you. Like, don't you think it's crazy that Rihanna like hasn't tried to make contact with me?
Yeah, no, honestly, that's the same question I was going to ask. Is that I just think it's actually, that's the weirdest part about all of this, is that Rihanna hasn't reached out to you.
No, I'm not joking. This is how I know something's wrong with me. When I saw the video, I'm like, I think it's just like the weirdest thing in the world that she's like never like not an email or a DM.
Right.
Whatever.
Sure.
It's her loss.
You know what? I'll manifest that for you going into the next year.
I literally like, I'm like, you're so dumb. Like she lives in Los Angeles. She has a son about my age, and I think she would love me.
100%. Okay, wait. My question for you really quick about the Bronwyn video.
Sure.
Who do you think initiated that hangout?
Rihanna.
Is that a thing? I you know that I'm new now to this whole to Salt Lake City.
I know. I'm going to talk shit about you after we get off the phone.
That's totally fine. That's fine. That's fair. So is Rihanna like a fan of these women?
Yeah, Max. Yes.
Wow. To me it was. I just didn't understand how this all came to be.
No, Rihanna's like a super Bravo fan.
Got it. Okay, great.
Like a super fan. Okay, I'm going to call you back because I have to talk shit about you, but I don't want you to hear.
Okay, great. Can't wait.
All right, love you, bye.
I won't hear it because I won't listen to the podcast. So
no, I know.
Tell me.
That's so true.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Literally never listened to one episode. We love that for him, keeping me humble. So Max calls me, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, and we're just talking, and I was saying something about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and he's like, can I tell you something? I said, what? Who died? He goes, it's worse than that. I said, what? What's going on? And he sounded like really serious, and I got really nervous. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? Are you still mad about the time that I gave your phone number out at a live show like 4 years ago? Because that was like the last time he was really mad at me. The first time I went on tour, I did like a 5-city run. And at every show, I gave out Max's cell phone number and then asked people to call him at all hours of the night. And he was getting like lots of phone calls, and he was really, really pissed. So like that was like our last real fight. And he just like sounded serious. Like he was going to be like, hey, I did something that like bothered him or whatever. And I'd honestly tell him to go fuck off if he did, but he didn't. He said, I want to tell you something. Don't freak out. I'm like, okay, too late. He goes, I've never watched The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I said, are you fucking kidding me? He goes, I've been afraid to tell you, and I've just been like going along with it every time you text me about it. But I've actually like never seen it, and I have no idea what you're talking about. And I said, I was like so speechless and so genuinely disappointed in him. And I'm like, how are we even friends? Like, how are you my best friend and we're not living in the same universe? Like, how have you not participated in something so magical, ties that bind? Like, now I don't trust myself or you, because the fact that you would deprive yourself of something that is so heartwarming, that is such a, like, gives such perspective and joy, just straight joy, makes me feel like you're mentally unstable and you're like withholding joy from yourself. And now I don't trust you. And like, I just can't even look at you the same way. And I was being dead serious. I'm like, I feel less close to you. I'm judging you. I don't trust you. And I worse than all of that, I pity you. I pity that you don't love yourself enough to take the time to participate in the greatest cinematic triumph of the 21st century. Is it the 21st century or are we in the 22nd century? Things I'll never really understand. I just had to check if we're still in the 21st century, and we've still got like 74 years left. So we're good. We're Gucci. I said, Max, I don't want to fucking talk to you or speak to you until you've spent a good chunk of time and start the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because we're not experiencing the world in the same way. You know, we have so much distance between us right now, and I need you to do this for me, for you, and for our friendship. He said, I understand. I said, it is the greatest thing that you will ever see. And he started, and, you know, it was a slow burn. By episode 3, he calls me. He said, holy shit, who is Mary Cosby? What's going on with Jen Shah? Like I said, Max, you haven't even scratched the surface. You don't even know what's on the horizon for you. You'll never guess. You'll never understand. You are strapped into a ride that you're not prepared for, okay? And it's got the happiest of endings over and over and over and over again. You haven't met Bronwyn in the Moschino, you know, leopard bra and panty parka outfit. You haven't seen when Jen Shah gets raided in a Sprinter van. You haven't seen the dinner where Heather Gay makes everyone read the meanest text message they ever wrote about each other. You don't know about the black eye. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Mary smelling like hospital. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And that's friendship, okay? Cut to him sending me the very same video I started talking about 20 minutes ago. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni went to court this week. Sorry, I started that story and then I promptly forgot about it. They both were in the same color palette, which I think is so unbelievable. They're in kind of like a sage green, mauvey pink, which is very reminiscent of Jackie Schimmel's bat mitzvah colors a la 2002, okay? I too went with a sage green and a mauve pink. Very understated, very timeless, very classic. Also the colors in which I am decorating Heather McMahon's dining room. Currently, I'm doing some pro bono interior design for my bitch, Heather McMahon. We're having a very collaborative experience. She bought nothing short of a mega mansion, and we have so much furniture to buy, so many tchotchkes. Oh, I'll be styling those bookshelves. I've completely inserted myself into her home renovation, and it's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. We're doing rugs. We're doing color palettes. I'm doing mood boards. I'm like, this is, even though you bought this house and you have to live there, I'm picking everything. So we're just like, give me your credit card and let me bankrupt you. Okay. Because do we need Murano chandeliers imported? Yes, we actually do. Thank you so much. This is what I'm thinking for her dining room. I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. We were just talking about it earlier and I sent her a mood board and she's ordering some rugs. I'm thinking this is really groundbreaking. Prison pink, dark green, not like emerald, but like kind of like Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively court green, with a burl wood rounded oval table, like chocolate brown velvet mohair dining chairs. I want like a gradient piece of art. And then like obviously like an amber smoked Murano feathery chandelier with like burgundy touches. Like I'm just seeing is believing. I got her the mood board and like we're off to the fucking races. I want like, and also Okay, wait, this is not an ad. This is just a woman sharing things. I just ordered so many of these rugs for like high traffic areas, like the hallway from the garage. So like, like it's not really seen by the rest of the house, but I wanted to put a runner that I could wash. Ruggable came out with a collaboration with Scalamandre, which if you're buying this fabric per yard, it's like $600 per yard. Like those fucking pillows that I have in my living room, like I'm going to be buried with those fucking pillows because that fabric is so expensive and you can't buy the dupes. They don't work. Like you need the real tried and true Scalamandre Le Tigre. It's the most gorgeous fabric. It's the most gorgeous fabric. So they did a collaboration with Ruggable, and I bought these tiger print runners for like the entry point in our house from the garage. And then I did a rug for Clyde's room and the playroom so that they can be washed, and they are so gorgeous and like really, really good. So if you like need a rug that's like, not like an inexpensive rug that's like kind of fashion for like a kid's room, please go look into it because they're fucking great. I know I said earlier that I wasn't putting the dyke in a Ron dyke, but I actually am because I've been picking out like outdoor furniture and like outdoor furniture fabrics, and oh my God, I'm so excited. I mean, I'm going to be, poor and just internally like damaged from this renovation because it's going to take about a year. But I'm so excited. Oh my God. I'm thinking custom Liberty London outdoor fabric bolster pillows. Get out of here. Ooh, another pop culture happening this week. Zayn Malik went on Call Her Daddy and said something about never really being in love and that, he loves Gigi Hadid as the mother of his daughter, but he doesn't think he was ever really in love with her. And I have a hot, lukewarm like borderline cold take on that. He's obsessed with Gigi Hadid. Any man that would go forward and say something like that so publicly about such a public relationship and like the mother of your child, that man, okay, deadbolts his doors every night and lights a little vigil candle with Gigi Hadid's face on it. He has a shrine to her. He probably has a little lock of Gigi Hadid's hair that he carries around in a vial on a necklace around his neck, okay? Like, to say that, first of all, why? Secondly, you're obsessed with her. Try again, Zayn. You ain't fucking pulling that shit on me. That's psychological warfare 101. I know your games. It's universal reverse psychology. She definitely dumped you, okay? And now she placates you by like the co-parenting, conscious uncoupling, and you cry yourself to sleep at night thinking about what could have been if you stayed in line, allegedly. I have no knowledge of anything, and kept your family together. Remember when like Yolanda and Zayn like had some type of like a situation where like Yolanda said that he pushed her? I don't know. I don't trust that almond mom and her lemons, okay? Love her like a sister, so gorgeous. But by the way, can I say something really bitchy? This isn't going to go over well. I don't care. Who gets Lyme disease, okay, and is paralyzed with this disease and then moves to a ranch, okay, in upstate New York? Do you know how many ticks are in the open fields? So you get Lyme's disease, have a triumphant recovery, buy a beautiful ranch, and then you're just swimming in ticks? I don't know. Just saying. Also, some new development. Sorry, I had to take a break because I was participating in Ugly Sunday yesterday. So I had to do my face mask, my sauna, my stem cells. I bought this like Amazon hairbrush that's like definitely going to give me scalp cancer, but I've quite been enjoying. I put a little rosemary oil and then I put the brush on. It's got a weird red light and it's kind of got like a pulsing thing. Not sure. Did I lose a few clumps clumps of hair in the process? Yes. Does that matter? No. Am I getting my extensions put back in next week? Yeah. I can't live with the 4.5 hairs. I tried. We went a little darker. I got a little trim, and it's not right, but it's okay, as the great Whitney Houston once said. What was I saying? Oh my God. Okay, so yesterday, Clyde and I have been doing this thing called Cozy Time, which is for 15 minutes. He gets to watch his music videos. He's obsessed with music videos. All he wants to watch is I'm in Love with You by the 1975, but the BBC performance, not the Jimmy Kimmel, not the live at Madison Square Garden. He likes the BBC performance. We don't know why. We don't ask questions. Then we have to watch Thomas Rhett's T-shirt live at Fenway, which he was actually there for, Clyde. It was like his first concert, but he wants to relive the experience. Then we have to watch Good Luck Babe live at Lollapalooza, and then we have to do it all over again about 14 times. Okay, so we do this thing called Cozy Time. We light the fireplace, we light the candles, we get under a blanket. I clutch his body with both of my hands and like smell his diaper. And it's the best 15 minutes of my day. So obviously he's been calling me a bitch at school. He's been calling his teacher a bitch at school. And yesterday he looks at me and he goes, "Daddy's an asshole." And I didn't even know what to say, because Daddy is an asshole, but like, I don't know that I've said that in front of him. So I'm like wondering where he picked that up. So I say nothing, okay, because I'm truly speechless. I go, "What did you say?" He goes, "Daddy's an asshole." And I just go, do you want to have dinner? Like, I don't have the tools, or like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I didn't read any parenting books, okay? So I kind of just like fight, flight, or freeze. We're freezing. Ice cold, baby. Then he says, "God damn it." And I said, where? And then he goes, "Oh, shit." All in 10 seconds. "Daddy's an asshole. God damn it." Drops his train. "Oh, shit." And I just sat there and I said nothing. And I just blinked into the abyss, because I know that if I laugh, it's a bit. If I discipline him, it's a bit. Challenge accepted, bitch. So I don't know how to navigate these waters. Another thing I'm not really sure how to navigate, okay, is the potty training thing. I posted a gorgeous video of Clyde doing his sexy walk, which is his new trick. Look out for it. He walks and he does this like sultry little strut, like very Magic Mike, take him to Vegas. And we encourage it because it's absolutely adorable. But I posted a video and everyone's like, "Jackie, it's time to potty train." I bought the little potty, okay? I don't want to navigate these waters. And I've been doing a Roni rewatch, obviously. And intro Jules Weinstein, Love Her Like a Sister, when she's going through potty training with her daughter Rio, and she hires like the potty training expert for $3,000, which, inflation has got to cost at least 10 now. And we're redoing the yard. I don't have the fiscal flexibility, and I don't want to be Jules Weinstein adjacent, although would love her body type. That's an eating disorder joke, because at the Bitch Bible podcast, we make eating disorder jokes. Is it in poor taste? Yes. Are we going to continue? Yes. But I don't want to potty train Clyde. I don't have the constitution for it. And I guess you have to stay home for 72 hours and just let them free ball it all over my beautiful house. Like, I will fucking kill him if he shits on my new rug. Like, so you're supposed to just let them go pantsless for 3 days, and then anytime they start to pee, you just put them on the potty and like give them a cookie? I don't know. And why can't I outsource it? Like, he's not going to remember. By the way, don't DM me, but DM me if it's helpful. What do we do? Is there a person that can be hired to potty train the child? Because time is money, and staying home for 3 days, like full Anne Frank mode, is going to trigger me into a deep, dark depression. Speaking of deep, oh God, I love when I try to do a transition and like be like quippy and snappy and quirky, and then I completely flub the line. Smooth as sandpaper over here. I watched Song Sung Blue this weekend on Valentine's Day with my gorgeous husband. Did I like it? kind of, but not really. It's low-key depressing but like sweet. And I gotta say, for all the shit I talk about Kate Hudson, she's a left-hand beauty with big blue eyes. Actually, I don't talk that much shit about Kate Hudson. I find her to be like really effervescent on the movie screen, and I wish she would stay there. Not that we should put women in a box, but I do think we probably should find better co-writers and producers to work with if we are going to foray into the music industry. I said it and I don't regret it. Grammys are over, baby. Don't have to worry about running into anybody that wrote, she's a left-hand beauty with big blue. It's, by the way, it's my favorite song. So maybe I should look inward. It is my absolute favorite song of the year. Like, it's camp and I can't explain it. It's a litmus test for everyone gracing the planet. I find her to be so... like, I don't like the word bubbly because that's just, I mean, it really makes the asshole prolapse. But something about Kate Hudson, she's got like such great comedic timing that translates even to a dramatic role. Like, she's just very, she just pops off the pages of a movie screen. You know what I mean? And it's not like she's this insane thespian, but she's just joyful to watch. I'll say that. She's joyful to watch. And I thought she sounded great. She was wonderful. Hugh Jackman, I have notes on. By the way, this is someone that could not look into a camera and be like, hi, my name's Jackie Schimmel. Like, when I had my treacherous weeks at the E! Network, which I've buried so deep in the soul, I would like to tell you something. I am a reluctant television star. Thank you everyone so much for listening. I have zero interest in being on television. Like, when I tell you this, and I mean this so wholeheartedly, I got myself into a bit of a pickle at the E! Network because I had agreed to co-host Nightly Pop while Morgan Stewart was on maternity leave, and I was only supposed to do a day, and then I ended up doing like weeks at a time. And I called dear Nikki Goldfarb, shout out Nikki Goldfarb, every day of shooting and being like, how do I get off of this set? Because when I had to read teleprompter, they made me read every single day, tonight at 11:30, like for a teaser for the show. And the way that like the buildup of me looking into a camera and having to read and like deliver a scripted line, it plagued me, and my insides shut down because just that one line, tonight at 11:30, like by the way, I can do it now. Tonight at 11:30. But like I was so embarrassed by just delivering that line. And so-and-so and special guest Jackie Schimmel tonight at 11:30. Like, at first they would have me like do the whole teaser, and it took so many takes because I was so like, I got like situational dyslexia because I just couldn't fathom reading the prompter and like hitting them with a little smile, a little smirk, and the cadence. Tonight at 11:30. It's like bridesmaid cadence, you know? When I met Emily, we were both pledging for Kappa Kappa Gamma, and let me tell you what a time it was. Thankfully, there was no social media. Otherwise, Katie and I would not be here tonight. But we'll save that for another time. Like that da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. It plagues me. It haunts me. Okay, so for me to even be talking about anybody's acting abilities is hilarious. But tonight at 11:30, ooh, God, the rosacea and it tightens in the trachea. Just saying that. But yep, I watched it and I thought it was cute. Sad and cute. Spoiler alert. And then I started watching Love Story, which is like bad but amazing. I can't really explain it. I made Andrew start watching it with me and he's like, what's going on? It's very like, it gives you all the pop culture tingles and tidbits that you want. And I think like the casting from an aesthetic point is unbelievable. And I'm not so well versed in the JFK Jr. of it all, but I'm locked and loaded. Like, I'm totally in. And it's weird to like be so invested in a show where you know how it ends, but yeah, highly recommend. And that's all she wrote. Rihanna, call me. Thank you so much for listening. I feel like this wasn't a great episode, if I'm being totally honest. I give it I have a little bit of a cold. Next week, get ready, bitches. Goodbye. We're done. It's a wrap.